Am I the asshole for not planning anything for Father's Day after my husband ruined my first Mother's Day? I am 98.7% sure I am not the asshole here, but if I'm wrong, I'm willing to admit it and learn from my mistake. Our little boy will be 1 late this summer, so this was the first Mother's Day and Father's Day for both me and my husband. My husband asked what I wanted for Mother's Day. I didn't need/want anything big or expensive, so what I asked for was this: for husband to get up with the little guy and get him fed while I pumped and chilled. Breakfast in bed, just toast, scrambled eggs, and coffee. For us to take the little guy to the zoo for the first time. This wasn't the main thing I was looking forward to though. Go to my favorite taco place for dinner. Heck yeah. Taco Tuesday. Tacos always make everything better, don't they? Between morning and afternoon naps, we have about 4 hours of awake time. The zoo is about 30 minutes away, so I figured if we left as soon as he got up from his nap and ate, we'd have a couple of hours at the zoo, and worst case, he could sleep in the car on the way home. We took my mom and mother-in-law out to brunch the prior weekend to celebrate them. His mom on Saturday and my mom on Sunday. I also got them each a thoughtful little present with flowers to celebrate their first Mother's Day as grandparents. I arranged everything and told my mom and mother-in-law that we would be celebrating the actual day with just our family and sent them a group chat, which included my husband and dad and father-in-law, just to make sure everyone was on the same page. My mother-in-law is very pushy and overbearing, so I didn't want there to be any surprises or confusion. The Saturday before Mother's Day, father-in-law sent my husband a text with a picture of all the mulch he had just delivered and said something like, "Gonna be a busy weekend," or something like that. Apparently, he had 300 bags of mulch. They have a big yard with lots of flower beds. That night, my mother-in-law called my husband and asked him to come over first thing in the morning to help his dad move the bag of mulch to where they were going to be used. She said since we weren't going to the zoo until after the little guy's nap, the husband could go over and help for a couple hours and then come to pick us up to go to the zoo. I was obviously not happy, but she guilted him and said father-in-law was going to end up hurting himself if he moved it by himself and that it was not a big deal and should only take an hour or two. I told him his mom was doing this to try and get us to skip our plans and spend the day with him, but he kept saying it was not a big deal, saying his mom promised it would only take a couple of hours, etc., etc. I think most people know what happened. Husband went over first thing, which means no breakfast in bed, and I had to get up to feed the little guy. I was kind of pissed, but whatever. Spent time with the little guy, then when he went down for his nap, I texted my husband to let him know he should start wrapping things up. Then when little guy woke up 2 hours later, I called husband to tell him I would be ready to go as soon as I finished feeding him. He told me it was taking longer than expected, but he would hurry. Like an hour and a